Hey y'all, how you doing? I'm hanging in. Been a while since I made a video, so just been dealing with a lot. Yeah, the month of April is a rough month for me because it is the month where, I have to remember everything I went through with my dad 9 years ago, trying to keep him focused on healing and keep his spirits up and from going into depression, trying to not focus on the hurt of everybody that supposedly cared for him abandoning him and me. That's a lot of pain dealing with that. I had a lot of medical going on. Two of my long-term doctors are leaving. One is moving out of the area. And then that's my neurologist. She's leaving the area. And then my neurosurgeon, he is retiring, due to his own medical problems. He can't do surgeries anymore. So, that really sucks when you lose two good doctors. So I hate losing good doctors. They're so hard to come by anymore. But, it is what it is. So, I think the last post I made, I was finally healed from the fall I took. That was rough. I did not enjoy 6 weeks of doing nothing. I know a lot of people would, but I don't. But I was able to do it and get through it, so thank goodness for that. I was thinking about going to my coloring club today, but I'm not feeling the greatest. My blood pressure is a little bit on the low side, so I should not be driving. So I'm just gonna stay in bed and play on my Xbox and enjoy snuggling with my kitty when I'm done here. So of course, on TikTok, there's been the great debate of, asking women, if you're in the woods alone, would you rather be alone with a man or a bear? And our resounding answer of, we'd rather be in the woods with a bear. And the outrage of men at our answer of the bear instead of men, which we women pretty much said, go fuck yourselves. But, I've got my own reasons for why I would choose to be in the woods with a bear rather than a man. I've got several reasons, so I made my own video about it on TikTok, and I posted it. And the one I chose to post was about my second husband and the domestic violence incident that precipitated the end of our marriage and the reason I had him arrested. So, of course, that brought up painful memories, triggers, PTSD. It's not a time of my life I think about very often, but when I do think about it, it is painful to remember, because it wasn't just me that suffered, it was my kids. So, one good thing that did come from it, well, two good things that came from me making that video. I actually shared a poem I wrote dealing with some of the abuse I suffered, because that's what I used to deal with my trauma. I didn't acknowledge or admit to anything for a long time. I did like I always did with everything. I shoved it way down deep inside and ignored it. And I pretended it never happened, and I just ignored it and didn't talk about it. So the way I handled my trauma was writing poetry. So I have a lot of poems that I wrote about abuse. So I made a video of me reading one of those poems called No, Not Me. And I posted that on my social medias. And then the other good thing that came from all of this was after 24 years, I called up my sons and asked them to share, if they were comfortable, share their stories of what happened during that time, because I know what I protected them from on my end, but I didn't know what I couldn't protect them from, because I was already disabled during that time. Had already had my back surgery. I couldn't work. I was in a lot of pain. I slept a lot. And while I was asleep, a lot of the times there were things he would do that I wouldn't know about. And, you know, I punished myself for a very long time, and I hated myself for what my kids went through. And I did all that, but I never talked to them about what they went through for the most part. So over the past weekend, I was able to talk with them about what they went through, and they never knew what precipitated the end of the marriage, because they were asleep when the altercation happened, and I didn't call the cops until the next morning while they were in school and after he had gone to his boat in the Navy. Because I didn't want them to get even more frightened. So they never knew what, they just knew, you know, he was there and then he was gone. So we were able to share, like I said, after 24 years, finally. And as much as it hurt me hearing what they went through, it's also been able to help me heal a little bit more, knowing that I finally did the right thing of getting him out of our lives when I did. And knowing my kids don't hate me. They don't blame me. They don't resent me in any way for what happened. And what we all went through during that time has made us the people we are, especially my sons, because, you know, the abuse that we all had to deal with has made them into the honorable men that they are, who would never lay their hands on any woman. And they would never lay their hands against anyone unless it was in self-defense. And I think I know it's made me into who I am, because I could have been even more petty than ever, and I wasn't. I wanted out. I'm pretty sure I could have gotten him kicked out of the Navy, but I didn't. I just wanted out. Even though I had nothing, I had to move back home here with my parents, with the kids during that time. I just wanted to be done. So and you know, my kids and I were able to share that, and I'm proud of who they are. I wish I had the nerve to and guts to talk with them earlier about it. Probably would have saved myself a lot of wondering and self-blame, but I was always afraid of bringing up memories and trauma for them, so I just let sleeping dogs lie and just didn't want to stir the pot on anything, so I just never really brought it up. And I'm glad I did. I'm very glad I did. But it reaffirms the fact that I'm glad I've never seen the man since our divorce hearing. And I think that was in 2001. We separated in February of 2000. Divorce proceedings went on, separation and then divorce proceedings. So, it took as long as it did, but I'm just glad I've never seen or heard from him since, and he better thank his lucky souls he never runs into me, because that would not turn out very good for him. I've been able to forgive and forget a lot of things, but that's one man that will never have forgiveness. Ever. And he does not even deserve it. So, and I had a wonderful Mother's Day. Was nice and quiet. Talked to both my boys. They called me, and it was very wonderful. So I was very happy. It's always wonderful hearing from them again. So, quiet days are always the best for me. And, hearing from my boys always makes my day. So, unfortunately, on the medical side, I did find out I have neuropathy and radiculopathy. Neuropathy is damage to my nerves going down my legs. Radiculopathy is damage to the nerve root. And there is no way to fix any of it. So, much like my bone and disc degeneration, it is a chronic disease that will get worse over time. So, while it's not causing me a lot of issues now, it will cause issues later. And I'll have to manage it with medication as it gets worse. Not too happy about it, but nothing I can do, so oh well. What can you do? So, not a happy diagnosis, but it could be worse. So, you know, not gonna really dwell on it too much. It's not giving me constant issues, so, you know, until it starts doing that, I'm just not going to worry about it too much. So, and then on the wonderful side of things, I've had 5 of my tarantulas molt, and out of 3 of those I have confirmed females, so very happy about that. So yes, that is a good thing. I love having confirmed females. It means I've got them for much longer. The other 2, I think they're females, but their molts were too damaged that I couldn't confirm it through that. So maybe on the next ones we'll see. But, you know, got right around 2 months until my class up at the library, and I was able to sign the paperwork up at the library for that. So, very much looking forward to that. It's gonna be amazing, I think. So I've got quite a few I'm set in stone that I'm taking, and I'm still kind of fluctuating on a few. It'll all depend on how their personalities are and how calm they are when it gets closer to time. So it's gonna be really exciting, and they've told me that a lot of the kids are really excited for my class. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, well, I guess that's it. I'm gonna get off here and get something to eat for lunch. Play on my Xbox for the day. So, I thank you for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week. I appreciate everybody. I love y'all. And I'll see you in the next video. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.